How about this, Will? I know Jack's going to like this one too. Air Canada passenger claims she woke up on dark, empty plane alone. You saw this one? What a crazy, cool story this is. This passenger was going from Quebec to Toronto, fell asleep during the ride. It's a short flight. It's a 90-minute flight. Fell asleep. Then she said she woke up in total darkness around midnight, which is a few hours after the flight landed. Freezing cold, still strapped in my seat. What a time to be alive, Willie Doo.
That's horrible.
What a time to be alive, Willie Doo. What a time to be alive, Willie Doo. I just had to loop that one a couple of times. She claims to be like an insomniac. So when it hits, it hits. And it's just, I guess you're just out because you're so exhausted because when you need to sleep, you can't sleep. Your sleep is all messed up. I don't know. But the weird part about this is the Facebook post she put. Look at this. Can you see this Facebook post? We'll go down on the page. I don't know if we're on the same article here. Find the one. Maybe click, try the CNN post there. Anyway, the Facebook post, which broke the story from this girl's own account of the story, is like, look how long it is here. Jack, you can see my screen. It's a whole massive story, which she didn't share, like somebody else shared here, sharing for a friend, Tiffany Adams. Another sleepless night. Unfortunately, insomnia doesn't care that I work in the morning. And then emojis, and then it goes back to the story. I had an incredible week in Quebec, blah, blah, blah. And then it gets to the dark part. I fell asleep. Less than halfway through my short flight, I wake up around midnight. A few hours after I landed, freezing cold, strapped in my seat in complete darkness. I'm talking pitch black. As someone with anxiety disorder, as is, I can tell you how terrifying this was. I think I'm having a bad dream because seriously, how is this happening? My phone lit up with missed messages, and of course, I assured Dee I would text when I landed in Toronto. So anyway, you get the idea. It's like a horror movie. Trapped, stranded on an airplane. She goes on and on. She tries everything. Her phone dies. The panic ensues. Well, eventually, she gets into the cockpit. She finds a flashlight. And she uses the flashlight to locate the exit, in which case she uses the emergency aspect of the exit. You know, you pull the 3 latches, get the door open. And she finds out at that point that she's parked over in the distance, nowhere near the terminal. She's in the overnight parking for planes that aren't in use. So now she's got the door off, and she's waving and screaming SOS symbols.
She can't get down.
She can't get down. So she's looking for a rope inside her so she can kind of like climb down from the entry point of the plane while still trying to get people's attention, while still panicking. Eventually, one of the luggage carriers spots her, heads over with the ladder, gets her down, and then Air Canada offers her a limo in a hotel. And she says, no, are you kidding me? All I want is to go home. I have work in a few hours. Mm-hmm. They're like, do you want a bottle of champagne to go with your fun outing? Is it weird that I kind of look at this and think this would be kind of interesting?
I would just be thinking...
Yeah,
really? You'd be trying to sue them?
there.
I don't think I'd be trying to sue them. I think I would just be like, wow, I'm on a plane. I mean, I would be annoyed. I guess at a certain point, I'm like, okay, I'll knock the door
Initial
off.
thoughts, though, would be kind of cool.
And yet my initial feeling wouldn't be panic. It'd be like, whoa, I fell asleep on this plane.
Yeah, I agree with you. That would be kind of cool.
For some reason. But I will say, Will, I have a story for you, okay? So when I was a kid, this exact thing happened to me, or close to it, on a school bus. And I never rode the school bus again after this.
Traumatized.
I didn't even like the school bus to begin with, but I went on a school bus one time, and for some reason, Vin wasn't with me. I don't know what he did to get out of it. But I went on a school bus to go home, okay? I normally would get picked up or walk. I don't know why I was on this bus. I can't remember. One time I went on the bus. I was sitting at the back of the bus, and when it got to my stop, it was a huge crowd trying to get out. And the bus driver was in a hurry for some reason. Like, come on, let's go. And I was young. I'd never been on the school bus before. I panicked and was like, I'm not going to make it in time. And as I was approaching the exit, he slammed the door shut. And I was like, do I tell him I need to get off here? And I was afraid, so I just sat back down.
Oh,
And I was like, I don't know. Am I going to get another shot at this? Am I going back to the school? What am I doing? So I sat back down. I'm like, maybe he'll notice. Nothing. Goes to all the remaining stops, says nothing, brings me all the way back to the school. Didn't acknowledge. I didn't call your parents or whatever. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I was traumatized.
he just goes out for a smoke. It's like
I was
you're on your
traumatized,
own.
a youngster. He had no interest in getting me to my destination. And he was frustrated. I mean, imagine being a bus driver. It was frustrating. It was kids and screaming and all the rest of it. But I get back to the school, they call my parents, and they're like, your son is back here. You got to come pick him up. And so I went on a round trip. I went on a round trip around town on a school bus for no good reason. And I never went on a school bus after. I'm like, oh, those things are a mess. I don't want to be on there. Yeah. I think I just walked home after that, from that point forward, to be honest. But I guess it's not as good as this story, but it's kind of kind of similar. Which one?
Like a nightmare for a kid.
For a kid. It was a nightmare for me as a kid. Obviously, as an
I'm trying
adult.
to paint a story.
Oh, there, the
with
ghost bus.
scary,
Yeah, that's how I felt, Will. It was very goosebumps. Anything could have happened. It was just me and the bus driver. Honestly, when it was just me and the bus driver, I was like, is this guy going to acknowledge me or address me? Because he didn't. He just drove right back to the school, didn't ask me if I missed my stop, didn't ask me anything.
That's weird.
Yeah. He was just okay with the fact that I didn't get off. I think he figured what happened. He was frustrated. Fine, you're going back to the school.
Wow.
Anyway, this person's story much better than that. But apparently, and I know I was having fun with it, but apparently the person is actually distraught. Either that or they're playing it up for the lawsuit. I don't know. But she says, I haven't got much sleep since the reoccurring night terrors and waking up anxious and afraid I'm alone, locked up someplace dark. This is a super long post, so I'll wrap it up. But please share if you know anyone who has gone through this. I don't like feeling so alone. So, Will,
It's
hey,
like,
man.
she survived some sort of like crazy ordeal. It's like, come on. Like,
Okay,
why
so
are you
you're
bringing it
not
up?
feeling sympathetic on this. Yeah, look, man.
Not to her degree. It's
Okay,
like, it's so dramatic.
I hear you. You're being honest, and I hear you. And I pretty much agree with you. I'm just saying we weren't there. We don't know what the circumstance. It is a bit weird that nobody would have pulled her off this plane.
Yeah, I mean, like, just check the aisles, you know? Like
It's a
just
bit
have
weird.
one look.
You know what I mean? That no one would have seen her sleeping there. But the whole story is weird. Apparently, Air Canada is still investigating. They've had multiple phone calls with her to like try to get to the bottom of how it happened. But also, can I just say, when I read this story, I thought, you've been sleeping on an empty plane that landed with your seatbelt on for 2 hours since it landed? Like, that's pretty wild. You've been on an airplane. When it lands, it's like there's a commotion. Everyone exits. Yeah, maybe there's more to the story. Kirk's saying that maybe certain things were ingested. I don't know. I'm sure they'll get to the bottom of it if they have to. Look, if she goes to try to sue him for $1 billion, they'll probably want to do their very own investigation to see, like, did this person take Gravol or whatever? Because that makes you. I never take Gravol. Any of you guys take it?
No.
Does it knock you out to that degree that the plane could be landed for 2 hours?
It didn't knock me out like that.
No, I don't think. Well, on most people, I don't think it works that way. Anyway, if she's watching this, she's mad. She's like, I have insomnia. I was sleeping. What can I do? So maybe she's right. Look, I don't know. It's just a crazy story. It's crazy from a number of angles. But I'm just saying, if it's me at first, I'm like, whoa, I'm on it. For me, initially it's excitement. And then I'm annoyed. And then I'm doing the same as her. I'm knocking out the door. But I'm not like super deadly panicked until I'm starting to get, hungry and thirsty and whatnot.
Yeah.
At that point, then I'm like, but I guess I would also assume that once I've got the door off, it's only a matter of time.
You try to fly the plane.
It's only a matter
That's
of
what I would
time
do.
once I got the door off that they're going to see me. I mean, I'll just sit there with my legs dangling out the thing. I'll just be looking until somebody.
Yeah.
I just feel like there could be a much more terrifying stranded situation than that one.
Yeah. I agree.
Anyway, but pitch black is pitch black. Everybody's afraid of pitch. Nobody likes pitch black.
I don't know how you would sue.
No, she's suing, Jack. Don't worry. She's definitely going to sue. I mean, I'm not saying that she has. I'm not suggesting that she does if she doesn't plan on it. If you don't have to sue, then, I mean, if you survive, then. How much money should somebody get for that ordeal, Jack, in your opinion?
50?
50,000? 50,000 for 2 hours of sleep on an airplane? Yeah, I mean, maybe. It seems to be, it's got to be 50 if you got to get a lawyer and everything else. And it's Air Canada and all the rest of it.